EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martins here with your outlook for June 17th, 2025. It is Tuesday morning. The video forecast is sponsored by Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated. As summer is ramping up, it's never too early to start planning for the cozy months ahead. This winter, why not add a burst of color to your living space or refresh that well-loved kitchen or bathroom? At Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated, they specialize in transforming interiors with their residential and commercial painting services. With over 40 years of experience, their family-owned business is dedicated to delivering exceptional quality and customer service that you can trust. Whether you're looking for a bold new look or a subtle update, their expert team will guide you through every step, including wallpaper removal and custom color consultations tailored just for you. Proudly serving the Southeast PA counties of Montgomery, Bucks, and Chester. Call them today at the phone number above me here in the video, 484-571-9233, to schedule your free estimate. And don't forget, if you mention that you heard this on the EPAWA video, you'll receive 15% off the total cost of any job that is scheduled between January and March 2026. Never too early to start thinking ahead. They are Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated, proud sponsor of the Tuesday video forecast. Still dealing with this murky stuff here today, but not quite as bad for our southern areas. It's mainly that shower activity yesterday was actually a little bit more concentrated than any model expected it. So if you watch yesterday's video, we're just expecting some drizzle and spits, and it actually was a little bit more than that, mainly across the right along near the I-78 corridor from in New Jersey all the way down to Harrisburg and these areas. Those areas right there got a pretty good dose of rain yesterday. I mean, pretty good, meaning like a quarter inch to a half inch. So, that was a little unexpected, but today that concentration is going to be mainly north of 78, but we are having some showers that are still hanging around 78 this morning, and the radar is actually indicating that. If I can pull that up, where's the radar? I don't know where that is, where I just have the radar up here. There it is. Okay, so there's current radar. I'm doing this at 6 o'clock in the morning, so this is just to show you where these showers are. These aren't heavy by any means, but I-78, of course, runs right like this. I have to do this in yellow so you can actually see it. Runs right through the Lehigh Valley and in northern New Jersey, so it's kind of like hanging around that area. Anywhere there and north today are the areas that we are focusing on for any light shower activity, okay? And that matches up to the current NAM here for projection for 6 o'clock. This is in the morning. This is what it had. So again, it's matching up pretty well, but you see for the rest of the day, and I'm using a composite reflectivity here on purpose so you can pick up on everything, and it's just this real light stuff across our northern areas, mainly north of 78. The rest of the areas going to be cloudy or mostly cloudy. Still can't rule out a stray shower down here, but I think most of that is going to be north of 78 today with this lighter stuff. European model showing that too, generally north of 78. But then we get the overnight. The same boundary that has been stalled to the south of the region since really Friday, for Friday night anyway, is going to be moving back northward as a warm front. So it's going to finally kick out of here and we'll be done with it. So that means on Wednesday we're going to see at least some sun, not much, but some. And then you're going to have some thunderstorms moving through during the afternoon here on Wednesday. Okay, now on Wednesday, there is a risk for our southeastern areas, a marginal risk for severe weather with some storms getting possibly a little feisty there, and that's going to be dependent on how much clearing we get. So getting back over to the NAM here, this is overnight tonight, or later today anyway, in this evening. We have some showers again following that train track north of I-78 generally, but again, you can't rule out something a little bit further south as well. And then overnight, we have everywhere getting affected by some showers as this warm front moves through the region. This warm front is very important because this is going to set us up for a big turnaround in temperatures. You look at today, we're in the 70s, so it's finally getting warmer than it was the last couple of days, but it's still below average. But quite a turnaround here on Wednesday, as you see, 84 to 90 is the temperature spread on the opposite side of that front. You're also going to be more humid. So we're going to get dew points that are going to be well into the 60s by the time we get to Wednesday already, and then we might be approaching 70 in some places by Thursday. That's just the start of it because we have some more downstream to talk about yet too. But I want to get through the precipitation first. Here is the warm front moving through. Clears by early Wednesday morning. Again, you're going to have some breaks. You might have some clouds in the morning. You might have some breaks of sun here on Wednesday, and then in the afternoon we have these thunderstorms that are going to be popping generally in a normal diurnal heating of the day, tight time frame of 2 to 8 p.m. These areas down here that are expecting a little bit more sun could be a little bit more feisty as they move through here, so you have to keep an eye on those, and that's of course on Wednesday You can see that here, moving across southeast PA. So I have no problem with that marginal risk they have. So look what these storms are here, and then look where the marginal risk is. Same areas. Okay, so I think they did a good job of highlighting that, where that is on Wednesday. So this is going to be Wednesday afternoon when this comes through, and it moves off the coast by, again, 8 o'clock, and it's out of here. Okay, now the NAM's going to run out of range for Thursday. Everybody's worried about Thursday. Oh my God, we're going to get crushed on Thursday with severe weather. It's not going to be it might not be as bad as you think, and everybody hears severe weather and they get excited right away. There is a potential based on the soundings. The soundings are loaded. They are for a wind damage threat. That is the only threat that they are loaded for. This is not a situation where we're looking at tornado development, although it's never impossible to see a tornado with any severe storm. But this is not promoting, this is from a probability standpoint, we're looking at primarily straight line wind damage with any of these storms coming through, and that's what the soundings are indicating across the board. This is a linear mode type thing here on Thursday with a cold front moving through the region. It's going to be very hot, very humid, and when you have a very hot, humid environment, and then you have a cold front running into that, that's a recipe for straight line winds, and that's what we're looking at here for Thursday. This is the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for Thursday, which has this yellow area, which is pretty much our entire region, in a slight risk for severe weather here on Thursday. The NAM is going to run a range here. I just have to use the longer range NAM at the moment. It does have some storms developing, but it's really not the entire area getting involved in this. And these are convective allowing models that are made and designed for severe weather and for storms. I think the coverage is going to be a little bit more than this that's indicated here, but especially when you have a hot, soupy environment across the entire region. So I wouldn't just think it's going to be just looking like this, but it could actually be a broken line here. We get to Thursday here on the European model. Again, it's focusing on the southeastern areas for that to occur. So it might not be everywhere. We're going to continue to fine tune that over the next 2 days. Tomorrow's video forecast will be a lot more important with a look at that the 3 kilometer NAM, which is not a range. This runs out of range. I don't have this for Thursday yet. So we'll see what we're dealing with here on Thursday, but I will tell you, the model soundings are loaded for the potential for a lot of instability to be around and very high lapse rates that will lead to a wind damage threat and a linear, meaning straight line winds damage threat here on Thursday. In the wake of this, we are going to be dry after this point. We get to Friday. It's actually going to be a mostly sunny day and lower humidity. Temperatures are going to be near average, but it's going to be a nice, typical late June day at that point. And then we're going to have temperatures increasing incrementally over the weekend, especially starting on Saturday with temperatures in the upper 80s. And then we get to Sunday, we're near 90, and that might be the first day of the start of a heat wave. And we talked about this yesterday. It says big upper air ridging. See these colors down here that are, this is all a big ridge down to our south. As we move this forward, this is looking at Friday, by the way, when we should be, we have this northwest flow aloft, and that's why we have some cooler temperatures, if you will. It's not as humid because of that flow right there aloft. But when we get to Saturday and the weekend, watch what happens. Here's Saturday, you get some ridging building in, and this is the reason this has been getting a little bit stronger is because of this bugger out here in the western United States has been digging more. So that's going to pump up the ridge on the eastern part of the United States to get this big ridge going. So here's a look at Sunday, and it's going to really build in early next week. We might have some areas challenging the 100-degree mark, and I'm not kidding. And that's going to be most likely Monday, Tuesday, in that time frame. But this ridge is going to remain in place. Very strong ridge. This is looking at late Monday here, sitting right over top of us. And this is a near 600 DM ridge, decameter ridge. So it's going to be very strong anomalously strong. So we got to have some areas, especially in our heat island areas, southeastern areas, getting close to the 100-degree mark, if not achieving that. But we'll be solidly. We're forecasting, some interior areas like the Lehigh Valley to be in the mid-90s on Monday already. So it's probably going to be the same on Tuesday. Wednesday might back off a little bit as this ridge flattens a little bit, but it's still going to be probably what is going to be the third or fourth consecutive day of a heat wave. You need 3 or more days of 90 degrees or above to have that. This will flatten out eventually toward the end of the week here. We're going to get more of a zonal flow. What I mean by that, instead of having this big ridging, before we had this big ridging here like this, right? Now you have the flow here after that, in the wake of that. zonal, west to east, a very fast zonal west to east flow, and that means it's going to be typical temperatures for this time of year once that occurs. So if you're not a fan of the heat and humidity, it doesn't last forever. It is enough to be classified as a heat wave, we think, in that Sunday through Wednesday time frame. But after that point, I think we're going to gradually decrease the temperatures as that ridge collapses and we get back more into a zonal flow at that time. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for June 17th, 2025. Have a great Tuesday.